You know, like I always say, life is fun. Life is really funny, and we all gotta thank God for His sense of humor. Cause never thought I'd be saying these words in the same sentence, but I'm gonna say them anyway. It's time for me to review Boruto 2 Blue Vortex and talk about NTR. So, let's get to it. Alright, what's going on, everybody? This is your Anime Legacy in the Anime Lounge with my Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 16 review. And like I said in the intro, you are not imagining this. You are not, you know, hallucinating. I'm not on that. I'm not on the good. But yeah, we gotta get it done today and talk about NTR because this chapter, and as I talk about NTR in this chapter, that's just in discussion, it all makes sense when it comes to the meat and bones of this chapter. Now, basically, outside of the NTR discussion, this was basically another flashback chapter where we talk about Boruto and his development and how he learned the technique that he uses to teleport. It's not necessarily flying Raijin. It's more instant transmission for those of you who watch Dragon Ball. It's more like he uses items to sense where he's going and teleports there. Which, is another sign that the Naruto writers like Dragon Ball. So for all you Dragon Ball fans, yes, the Naruto writers like Dragon Ball. Naruto's not trying to supplant Dragon Ball. Let it go. The war is over. Ain't really been a war to begin with. But that gets us to the NTR stuff. And why am I talking about NTR? Well, because of Sumerian. That's the big thing where Sumeri is in her feelings about the fact that Sarada hugged Boruto and she didn't worry about my feelings. When. It's like, well, you can't really get on Sarada for that because that's an unconscious action. And this is one of the ways that NTR comes in. It's like the thinking behind NTR is that the woman struggles with herself until the end, where in most of them, tragically, she gives in to her sexual desire and says, I care more about sexual desire over my morality and my soul. And it's like that's where, in all of anime and hentai, of course, it is the one place where you really see evil win. You see this woman struggle with her loyalty to a good man, but she's like, hey, this good man can't, them cheeks like I want him to. And instead of communicating with that man and helping him get better and do what he needs to do and teaching him how to please you, to pleasure you, in that way, she goes with the person who doesn't benefit her. So that's how you get good men losing their girls to scumbags, and the girl ended up being, as I said about Ada, for the streets, because in most of these, the guy who manipulates the girl into to making these choices, he doesn't care about it. He just basically tosses her to the next person and the next person, and she doesn't care. Matter of fact, you generally see, basically people at the end of these NTRs, if you watch the hentai ones, you know who you are. We all know you do it. Let's be honest about it. Run the train on her, basically having an orgy and run the train on her, and writing all kind of names and stuff on it, saying, that. So, you can't blame Sarada for hugging Boruto because she's not at that point where she can readily admit to being in love with Boruto Uzumaki. She can't, verbalize that because she hasn't become consciously aware of it. As most teenagers don't. This is a teenage childhood friendship that's blossoming into a romance over the course of these actions or this circumstance, right? It's like I said in my last video about Sarada. Her whole storyline is the protection of love. It's basically she's protecting Boruto's, the love in Boruto's heart. Yes, Samira is right. Boruto has to take on all these burdens himself because it's going to be very hard to convince a bunch of people who want him dead. Like, we got the feudal lord in this episode pulling up and saying, hey, you all had Boruto. You had him dead to rights. And y'all ain't killed him. It's been 3 years. He killed my friend. I want this man dead. He a problem. And y'all ain't handling problems. So since y'all ain't handling problems, you become the problem. And much like I said about Hajime, people who got this kind of power say, hey, you want to be a problem? I got solutions. And solution number one is somebody might get off. In this case, somebody might get off. People might lose bank funding, because he do fund the village, and stuff like that. So basically, this just made it harder for Boruto to actually get allies, because who's gonna help him when, hey, the money flow coming up? Show. No. This also brings us to Ada, and I know. I hope it doesn't happen, because I think, like I've said constantly, A, where is the line of demarcation? Go, and B, like we said, again, Boruto needs stable allies. But don't be surprised. I'm not gonna completely give up on it yet, but don't be surprised if when, stuff hits the fan, Ada sides with Kawaki. Why do I say that? Because after everything Kashin Koji said, and even, yes, Kashin Koji knew she would look in on this, even with all her fear of the bug Shinjutsu Matsubi, or I can't pronounce his name, where to the fact that she's not viewing anything in real time, she's doing what we do in real life and use the DVR, function on her Senrai gun and saying, telling Shikamaru, hey, don't have me view them in real time, because that Shinju can see me. towards Boruto. Boruto is protection. Boruto is going to help you. Boruto is necessary for the world to continue. The one mistake Kashin Koji made was letting her hear that part where he told Shikamaru, follow your heart. She heard that. And so now the question becomes, where's your heart line? Logic is telling you to go to Boruto. Logic is telling you, all logic and reason is saying, Boruto, Boruto, yeah, Boruto, that's where you need to be. That's whose side you need to be on. Keep Boruto's name out your mouth. You know, when it comes to Konoha, he's literally telling her, betray Konoha. Because Konoha gonna want to know what Boruto is. You know, but because she hasn't decided, and for whatever reason in her heart, she may love Kawaki, she may start making poor choices. She may side with Kawaki again when palms get sweaty and knees get tight. So keep an eye on that, because this whole scenario is a love isn't logical situation, and why we're talking about NTR. I mean, I literally watched another hentai where, you know, you got this like blonde chick, don't know the name of it. It's like this blonde chick and her man ain't clapping them cheeks right, but she finds this otaku dude who knows, you know, he know what he doing, let's just say. And yeah, she decides to be with him over her man. Now her man's kind of like a popular guy and a jerk, but the point is, logic and reason says popular people should be with popular people. You know, but, you know, sometimes that's not true. Again, like we see with Ari Ferretta in the beginning, if you watch the anime. If you read the light novel and watch the anime, it's not logical for Kairi to love Hajime as he is in the real world before he goes to torches and falls into the abyss. It's not logical. That's why Hayama bullies him, because he can't comprehend the logic. So it's like good on Kairi for being that emotionally, you know, mature to be with Hajime, but people can't understand logic, so it messes things up. But overall, I think this is a good chapter. I personally, with Kashin Koji, think, and that's another thing, he may be on the depth chart because the chapter does end with the Moegi Shinju and Ryu finding the toes, and all you have to do is find the trail of robotic toes for us to find Kashin Koji. And Kashin Koji may get put in the pack. So we'll see. But overall, another solid chapter. But that's all I got for this one. If you like anything you heard, please like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you in the next one.